Hi, and welcome to Feeding a Crowd. My name is Rochelle, and I have a blog called Feeding a Crowd where I share recipes, my passions, and the best way to make foods for you, your family, and everyone else. I love feeding a lot of people, I do it often, and it's what I love to do best. So I try to do it a lot. Um, feeding, um, you know, like when we feed a lot of people, you want to stay happy. You want to make them happy, but you also want to keep them healthy. And there's so much that has been lost over the years about eating. Never mind eating healthy, just eating naturally. So give me a minute. I would like to do this. Here you go. For my friend to be able to join me. And I've discovered something new. Not because, well, because at a certain age you want to take care of your gut. You want to take care of your gut health. You don't, like when we eat, sometimes it's not as digestible as we want it to be. And we've been eating not well for the last 20 years, right? Or it's 40, 50 years since the invention of margarine. We stopped eating well with the invention of like super farms and no mass production of meats and foods. We've just haven't been eating as good. So, here we are. And I'm trying to change that a little bit at a time for myself and then maybe inspire others to do that. So, fermentation is where I'm going to. So, you all know I love sourdough. I've played with sourdough starter. I could do that every day and all the time. Let me make sure that this live is public and that I could I just want to make sure that I have my friends with me. Um, so fermentation for me was don't forget to say hi so I know you're there because I was like not sure that you were there. So fermentation is should have never left our way of eating. All over the world they do this. I think where they do it less is here in America, or I would say here in Canada and the US, because vinegar seemed to have replaced the fermentation or the lactose. How is it called? There is the I don't want to say like the wrong thing because it's going to sound super super funny and weird. But let me like something about. Did you know that fermentation is all about bacteria, right? And we've been so afraid of bacteria. We've over sanitized everything. We've removed everything good from our lives. Yes, we've removed a lot of bacteria, bad bacteria, but we've also wiped out all the good bacteria too. And that's where fermentation comes in to replace all the bacteria that we've lost over the years, right? And I have this book here. I got it because, well, it looked like to be a fun book, and frankly, it is, by Sébastien Bureau and David Côté. I'm thinking they are Canadian, so very French names. Fun book to have. They don't have the basic recipes. They have some of them, and I've done quite a few of them, and I'm in love with them. So this is where you learn about the type of fermentation. So it's lactic fermentation is the basis of what I'm doing right now. Okay, that's when you use salt to bring out that kind of fermentation, salt and water. In the case, I've also have one more that I've done this week or last week, and my mind is blown. I'm having so much fun with this, and it tastes so amazing. So the type of fermentation is lactic and alcoholic. For this, isn't that like totally beautiful? So these are super organic garlic cloves in non-pasteurized honey. After 4 or 5 weeks, actually some people do it for 2, this will be a like a super duper antibiotic, naturally, of course. And my daughter used to make something like this. What I didn't realize, I thought I was just putting garlic and honey and it would just like process itself. I did not realize it was fermenting. Well, people, believe me, it's fermenting. So yesterday I take off the lid just because, and all these bubbles, it's like, and I'm like, oh my God, it is fermenting. So I ate the bubbles with my friends. It's delicious. Who knew that garlic and honey could be this delicious? So this is super good for us. I would, when fermenting, please always use organic foods and as fresh as you can get. You don't want to ferment foods that are not organic. So this was done on November 7th. It was full, and now as it happens, and there's a weight here, you can see it. It's just slowly pushing down the garlic, and the honey tastes delicious. So we all should have this for the winter. I made 2 because I have a large family, and something tells me I'll be needing it for the grandkids. Not amazing. I love it. So I'm going to try and create an area on feeding a crowd for fermentation and easy recipes. This book is so much fun. It's very mysterious and awesome. Did you know that mustard is a fermented product? Of course, now they make it with vinegar, right? But so many foods are like fermented based, like fermentation based. And I love that. And I think that we need to like do it a lot more because we want to absolutely make our gut healthy. I think a healthy gut is a healthy person and a lot healthier. And we probably have a lot of less chronic diseases. So this is absolutely delicious sauerkraut. It's a bit reddish. Can any one of you guess why it's reddish? I put this in all my sandwiches. I put this in my egg sandwich, like when you make bacon and eggs and cheese. It adds a crunchiness and acidity. I love the balance of acidity. You'd think there was vinegar in this. No, that's a lactic fermentation, people. Absolutely delicious. This is kimchi. Made it last week. It's a bit spicy. I don't make it too spicy because some of my people don't eat spicy. It smells so good. There's a gochujang pepper in there. There's fish sauce, ginger, radishes, carrots, and cabbage. Absolutely delicious. Like, and so crunchy. This, people, makes your gut healthy. You want to stop taking Tums, which is my plan. Do that. I have both. I made shredded carrots and I made carrots. I think that if we put these in kids' lunches, they eat them a lot more. And you'd be feeding them amazing food. Super crunchy, delicious. It doesn't need to be sweet. There's something sweet about them, but they're not sweet. I have ginger in here and garlic. So, and the 2% fermentation water, right? So 2% salt with water. This is the carrot. I put this in all my sandwiches. You barely taste it in a sandwich, but I'm eating something really good for me, and it's delicious. And again, it just adds that briny sweetness to food. It's absolutely delicious. I only have 1 jar. I've only have and I use the typical little, I don't even know how to call them. Let me see what it's called. The bowls, the cheesecloth, the buckets. That's not what I meant or what I have. Okay. So the airlock. So I use a little airlock system, right? So the bubbles can come out, but the air can't get in. So excited about this one. Deliciousness. I put this, I had all my lunches, and I try to have 3 portions of whatever, kombucha, yogurt, and my veggies. Most exciting thing I did this week, ta-da! I have a crock because the jars aren't big and I can't do enough at a time. This is just blow your mind amazing. Never used this. Later I'm gonna do beets, golden beets, and carrots, because I want to have enough to share with my family. And when I make them in the little mason jars, it's not enough. I eat them all. I eat it all. I don't have time to share. And so because of that, I bought the crock and I'm going to try and make one whole batch. So if you guys are patient enough, I know I haven't been posting a lot on my food blog. I am working a lot and I have a big market coming up and I'm getting ready for that. So weekends go by really fast. The family is growing. My kids need me a lot, but I'm still cooking, people, every week. I have recipes with pumpkin puree, which I have not had time to post. I've made duck breast. I've finally mastered the making of duck breast, which I'm going to try and talk about next week with you guys, okay? Next week is going to be about duck breast. This week, the recipe I posted was the rolled lasagna or stuffed shells. The ricotta and cream cheese mixture with the spinach is perfect. You need to try this. Your family will go crazy. My batch made 5 meals. Yes. So I gave 3 of them to my kids, kept 2 for myself for lunches and suppers. It's great to bring to parties. It's great to keep. It's great to freeze. And with the bechamel sauce, it was just like music. It was like so delicious. So I would just encourage you to continue following me. And I promise I will not stop posting. I just am in a period where things are flying every day. And that's a good thing, people. So I hope you think about getting yourself a book. Finding recipes online, I'm almost done. Like I do it still when I have to, but frankly, I'm done looking at recipes or finding recipes with all the ads, and then you can't even find the print button. So someone took the time to write a book, to take pictures, buy a book. So this is the Fermentation Revolution by Sébastien Bureau and David Côté. If you want me to share the name with you, I will happily do that. So I'm going to write it here in the chat. Fermentation Revolution by Sébastien Bureau and David Côté. So the other thing I want to tell you about this book, I don't know these people, but what I want to talk to you about this book is that in the beginning, being a very, very curious person, they talk about everything. So it starts with foreword, the hymn to life, the song of the revolution. These guys are super funny. They have a sense of humor in that book that is amazing. The next part is the history, science, and other stuff you're not really required to read. Love it, love it, love it. Hi, and welcome to my live, Feeding a Crowd. I'm Rochelle. And then, they laugh about the age of cleanliness, right? Where pasteurization is enshrined, as well as the majority of the developed countries, the practice of fermentation has been gradually eroded. It's true. We live in the age of cleanliness, hair removal, daily shower, anti-wrinkle creams, and antibacterial soap. Okay, so this all has its advantages and disadvantages. It's like when the thing you took out the baby with the bath water, it's like that's what we did. We need to go back. We need to not be afraid of fermentation. And they have all kinds of anecdotes, and then cultivating health. 10 billion bacteria colonize the mouth. Yeah, unless you're wiping it down and you're gurgling with mouthwash every day. 10,000 billion bacteria inhabit the gut. Yeah, unless you're taking all kinds of crap and tums. 1,000 billion bacteria colonize the skin. People, stop washing with antibacterial stuff. Your body knows what it's doing. The body contains 10 times more bacteria than human cells. Okay, so fermentation is really, really amazing. So we're talking about bacteria, yeast, and molds. Okay, like we have to be passionate about this stuff. So be passionate about it. It's easy to make. It's simple to make once you get into the habit of it. Okay, so let's just, the first antibiotic was penicillin, right? And we all know it's cultivated through cheese. So it's just, the book is super fun. Just reading the first pages made me happy. The recipes even more. So I'll be back next week at 2, and I'll be a bit more organized, and hopefully I'll have time to post a recipe or two. Thank you for joining me, and have a most wonderful day.